Okay, guys. Welcome to Moon Patrol Part 6. So, taking a little break. So we're going to get started on this, guys. Going to go ahead and take all these 1/4-inch screws out of the hinge. I've already taken the main bolts out. Going to remove this back door. Man, I don't know how I'm going to get in there to remove the bottom coin door section. But anyways, I got me a whole bunch of super glue, so I'm going to harden up the bottom parts of this cabinet. And we'll see what goes on from there. Alright guys, so I'm out here outside the garage. A buddy of mine brought me a 19-inch TV that I think is going to be a perfect donor for Moon Patrol. Guys, I have literally been in here maybe 5 minutes. I've removed the back door and I'm waiting for my air compressor to pump up. So when I say it's really like 95 degrees and 95% humidity, that's kind of why I ain't been doing this for a few. Alright guys, see that cardboard down there and that black rubber? I've got 14 tubes of super glue in here. And that's what's managed to drip down after spending about 20 minutes of spreading 14 tubes of super glue on here. And my eyes are on fire. And I think that's all I'm going to do for right now. We'll take a look at this cabinet. A missing pad. Got the 3 other pads here. Check out this bottom of this front. So you can see, got a pretty good mess here. You know what's going to happen to that. I'll harden all this with super glue. I gotta find a pair of pliers. Finish pulling out these staple pieces. We're gonna harden up this side. I'll just run the super glue. See where I kind of rounded. Look at my arms. But anyways, let's take a good look at this front. Nasty ass paint. Damn, my throat's burning from that glue. Alright guys, so I'm going to just be working on repairing up this bottom. Getting it solid again. Then I guess that's what I'm going to be working on. We'll see what's after that. Okay, gents. So that's all. It's been a day now. I've soaked everything. It's dry. There's no more squish. There's no more give. So I've peeled back all the bad spots that I can get with my fingers here. I'm going to soak all this with my version of wood hardener. Oh, 15 tubes, by the way. I know I said 14, but I came in early this morning and ran another tube everywhere. And I wish I would have had the camera rolling, guys, because as it was running down into this T-molding groove, you could see it like a smoke coming up out of it. It's pretty cool. But anyways, this side's rock hard now. I mean, it don't look the greatest on the inside here because of this wood. I'm not really worried about what the inside of the bottom looks like. It'll be covered with, well, I got to Bondo all this stuff, so, you know, we'll see what it looks like when we're done. I'm going to go ahead and harden all of this. you know, up into here. Make sure that this is fastened down there well. Okay, that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm probably only going to do this front. And when it's dry, do the other side. Then probably do some on the back. Once I get the base of this machine so it's solid again and not all squishy, then I'll start with the other stuff we got to do. All right, guys. So I'm gonna start on gluing this side down. So then maybe I can start bondoing. Okay, guys. I have both sides glued, the front glued. As you can see, got a lot of crud in here. It's good and hard now. There's no, see a little bit of separation right here, right? But like, it's rock hard. So I feel safe bondoing over all of this now. So my thing is going to be, I'm going to start on this side, as that's the side that I started gluing first, so it's had the longest to dry and cure. I'm going to roll the cabinet over. I'm going to sand any high spots down of this glue, and then start bondoing this side here. We'll see how it goes. I'll be back on here. Okay, guys. So I took some 60 grit on the orbital sander, or some of you may call this a DA sander for dual action. Spins and has the elliptical motion at the same time. So I took all the glue, any of the high spots of the glue down that's out here on the good wood. You can see how it's soaked into the wood. This is good and solid now. It's not going to peel up. It's good and hard. Going to go ahead and bondo this now. I'm going to try to keep it as thin as possible because, yes, this is, you can barely feel this, but it's uneven. So I don't know how I'm exactly going to sand this to try to get it as flat as possible. I thought about getting a long piece of board that I can put a piece of sandpaper on, something like this. Wrap the sandpaper around it, but have the board up about another foot or two so I can use the whole cabinet as I sand to try to make it as flush and flat as possible. So I may do some experimenting here, guys. So I'll be back. Okay, guys, this looks like total crap. It is so hot. And once again, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And I'm just pouring the sweat down. But anyways, this shit's drying so fast. I had to mix it in smaller batches. And that's why it's a little darker than normal. And I'm just putting it on, you know, and then I'm starting from where it's already dry and stuff. So it's just going to be a mess. I'm not a Bondo person, but I will sand this down. I'm probably going to use my orbital sander to knock a lot of the high spots down. And I'll probably use like 120 grit, so it don't chew at it real fast, but it don't take me forever. Then I'm going to probably look at it and determine what to do from there. If I think that it seems pretty smooth and even, like I don't have a high spot when I come across the cabinet like this, or a low spot, I might leave it. I'm hoping I have a little bit of a high spot, and then I can kind of do that. Make like a long sander to come across it and try to make it as even as possible. I'm gonna have to soak this with some filler primer, I think. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm just rambling, guys, so I hope you're here for the ride. Okay, fellas, added some more Bondo. As you can see, I put it along this bottom edge. Yeah, probably like, I don't know, 99.9% of this is all gonna come back off. But whatever, it is what it is to me. It's just what I'm doing. Slathered this up even more. So I'm gonna put this back in the bin, and then I'm gonna just let this sit for 2 or 3 hours until it cools down a little bit, because I've already sweated out most of my water, so I'm gonna go in the house now. Okay, fellas. So what I did here is I went along this bottom edge with my mouse sander with 60 grit to basically eat up all the big stuff there down to the wood. You can see where Bondo stayed behind in spots here and there. Okay, so then I basically used the mouse sander still to really pull down the high spots that were here. And then I used 120 grit on the orbital sander to get it down to wood. And then I kind of went over it with my bar sander here. Still going to be a little bit low in this corner right here, so I'm going to have to re-Bondo some of that. And I think I'm going to try to put a thin skim coat across there that I can completely sand away with just this, to try to get it as straight as possible. You can even see where the glue created a high spot, and the Bondo kind of filled in between it. So I did a lot of sanding diagonally like this, keeping this up on the main part of the cabinet. It is pretty flat when I run my hand across here. There's a kind of a high spot right in here. But you know what? I'll try to get it out of there, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to end up in about the same spot that I'm at right now, except for this corner will be built up a little bit more. And, well, it's just the way it's going to be, guys. All right, got some other spots fixed. Got this skimmed and a little bit of buildup out here on the corner so we can shape it. Refilled this in a little bit. Like I said, it's probably going to end up the exact same way, but trying to get it as straight as I can. So I'm going to let this stuff dry for about a half hour, and I'm going to sand it down. We'll come and check it out. In the meanwhile, I'm going to look for the little tool I need to skin all this glued wood off so I can make a new pad and put a new T-nut in there. So I got 4 pads again for feet. And alright guys, so I've taken my chisel tool here and shaved as much of that wood out as I can get. It's fairly smooth, so I'm going to go ahead and cut me a matching square here, drill a hole through it, put a T-nut in it, glue it, staple it up here. Okay, so I got my T-nut and my new piece of wood that's crudely drilled. Gonna get some wood glue, gonna get my staple gun, gonna find a 3/8 bolt and run up through here so when I put it on the bottom, I know the hole is lined up with the bottom of the floor. Gonna glue it, staple it down, and it'll be good to go as soon as it dries. Alright guys, the rest of the outer silhouette and anything I found in the center here is filled and smoothed out. I will still have to pack this T-molding groove, not a big deal. I broke down most of the roughness that was here. You can see the corners laser straight now. So I'm going to take my bar sander and come in across this one more time to finish it up. I think I'm going to take my time with it. It's fairly smooth. There's a little bit of high spot right here as I come out to the corner. So I think I'm going to take the 120 paper off. I'm going to put the 220 paper on and just really take my time coming across here, making sure that it's as straight as possible. Alright guys. Alright fellas, let's recap what's went on here. We've hardened both sides in the front. The back's pretty decent and it's going to get a round over job. So that'll take care of any rough spots right on the outer edge of the outside. So I went over this entire side now on my orbital sander. Crossways, long ways, to kind of smooth it out the best I can with 240. It's pretty smooth. Yes, I feel a wave here and there in the wood. It's just what it is. I'm very happy with how this came out across the bottom. It's very smooth, the corner's straight. I'm going to have to pack this T-molding groove, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to lay the machine on its back so I can just do both sides at once. And yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand this cabinet up now. I'm going to flip it over, lay the side that's down face up. It's going to be the worst one out of all of this. It was really bad. So there will be a lot more Bondo on the bottom that stays on the bottom. So guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I don't want to make super long videos. Next video will probably be the front and the other side. Maybe some other things, who knows. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, shit like that. So I'll see you on number 7. Alright, peace.